हेलो गाइस एंड वेलकम टू टुडेज़ वीडियो। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है होस्ट प्लांट रेजिस्टेंस। सो रेजिस्टेंट वेराइटीज़ कम अंडर कल्चरल कंट्रोल इन आईपीएम। सो वी विल सी अबाउट रेजिस्टेंस इन डिटेल इन दिस चैप्टर. Okay, so first in host plant resistance we come across two terms, that is host plant, okay, and the insect. So what is a host plant? So host plant is the plant species which is fed upon by the insect is called the host plant. Okay, and the inability of the insect to attack a non-host plant is called immunity. Okay, so immunity is the attribute of a non-host plant. So obviously if the crop is not the host of the particular insect, the insect will not attack the crop. So this makes the non-host crop immune to the attack of the insect. So this is known as immunity. Okay, so now comes the term resistance. So resistance is a very relative term. Okay, because it can be compared only with either more resistance or less resistance or immunity. Okay, so absolute resistance is called immunity. Okay, as I already told you, it is the inability of a specific pest to consume or injure a particular variety under some conditions. Okay, and immune varieties are generally very rare. Okay, so now let's move on to the definition of resistance. So many definitions have been given by different scientists. Some basic ones are given here. First, resistance is an inherited characteristic of the host that lessens the effect of the attack. Okay, so it is the inherited ability of the crop variety or of the crops by means of which it escapes from maximum damage or attack of the insect in comparison to other susceptible variety. Okay, then according to Snelling in 1941, it is a quality that enables a plant to avoid, tolerate or recover from the effect of oviposition or feeding that would cause a damage to other genotypes of the same species under similar environmental conditions. Okay, so this is a difference here. A resistant variety is able to avoid, tolerate or recover from the attack of the pest in comparison to the other genotypes or other normal varieties which are not resistant. Then Painter, R.H. Painter, he is also known as the father of host plant resistance. He defined it as a relative amount of heritable qualities possessed by the plant which influence the ultimate degree of damage done by the insects. Okay, same thing. So now let's move on to some of the history related with host plant resistance. Okay, history related to the different resistance varieties that have been evolved over the course of time against different insects. So actually history of host plant resistance I have given here, it is given only 1782, 1831 and 1890, but there are still some other important achievements are also there in history which I will discuss in the next video. Okay, so for now these three are important ones. That is, first in 1782, Underhill, this is a variety of wheat. It was found to be resistant to the Haitian fly Myotiola destructor. Then in 1831, Winter Majetine, it's a variety of apple. It was found to be resistant to woolly apple aphid, Eriosoma lanigerum. Then in 1890, grapevine phylloxera, Vitis vitifolia, that is a disease that is caused in grapes, was controlled by the French vineyard by using resistant rootstocks of America, and this grafting technique was given by Chris Valentine Riley. Okay, and therefore this method is also called the relay method. Okay, so this is related to the resistant in plants. Okay, so American rootstocks were very resistant to the attack of this grapevine phylloxera. So when these American rootstocks were used along with the scions, with the French scion, and when this grafting was done, it was found to be effective against the grapevine phylloxera. So this shows that a resistant rootstock can provide the qualities of resistance to that particular insect. Okay, so and you remember this, R.H. Painter is the father of host plant resistance, and he has also written a book that is Insect Resistance in Crop Plants. Okay, now let's move on to the type of resistance. So there are basically two types of resistance based on which either they are heritable or they are not heritable. So first is ecological or pseudo resistance. So ecological resistance is totally based on ecological or environmental factor that is acquired by the plant, and it is not heritable. Okay, so it relies mostly on as it is given here, mostly on the environmental conditions and not on the genetics. For example, it can be due to the early maturing crop cultivars. Okay, it can also be due to application of fertilizers, change in soil moisture. Okay, so these can make the insect. These can make the plants tolerant to the insect. For example, if I give you an example, high application of potassium and nitrogen fertilizers to the crop may make it tolerant to the attack of aphids. Similarly, phytoalexins, you must have heard about these. Phytoalexins, these are phenolic compounds, okay, which are produced by the plants when they are attacked by the insects. So once these compounds are produced, it makes the plants resistant to further attack by the insects. So these are some of the ecological attributes, either due to environmental conditions or due to the physiological conditions of the plant itself, by producing some toxins or compounds through which, due to the attack of the insect, through which it resists itself from further damage. However, these qualities are not genetically based, therefore they are not heritable. Okay, so pseudo-resistance is of three types. First one is your host evasion. Okay, so host evasion is defined as when a host plant may pass through the most susceptible stage quickly at a time when the insects are less in number. Okay, so in host evasion, the host plant passes through susceptible stage of the its susceptible stage quickly before the pest builds up its population. For example, you can see early planting of paddy in Kharif minimizes the infestation of stem borer, YSB. Then sowing of sorghum soon after monsoon in June helps to overcome shoot fly infestation. Okay. Then induced resistance. Induced resistance is temporarily increased resistance. Okay, this is increased temporarily by means of environmental factors such as changes in amounts of nutrients or water applied to the crop, and it can also be due to fertilizers. Okay, like I told you, application of potassium and nitrogen as fertilizer make the crop temporarily resistant to aphids. Then host escape. Host escape is lack of infestation or injury. This is a chance factor where the host plant escapes from the attack of the insect either due to some transitory circumstances, that is chance factor, or due to incomplete infestation. Okay, and thus finding of infested plant in susceptible population does not mean that it is resistant. Okay, so as I told you, host escape is a chance factor. It may be due to the incomplete infestation of the insect, therefore such varieties are susceptible in general, but due to the feeding behavior of the insect, they can be called as temporarily resistant. Then genetic resistance. The second one is genetic resistance. So genetic resistance, as the name suggests, they are genetically based. They are transferred from generation to generation through heritable factors such as genes. And due to the presence of these genes, the host plant may produce some physical or chemical attributes which renders it resistant to the insects. For example, presence of structural barriers, presence of allelochemicals, and nutritional imbalance. Okay, so these resistant characteristics are heritable and operate in a concerted manner. So genetic resistance is based, can be classified into a number of categories. Let us see these one by one. So first one is based on the number of genes. This you already know: monogenic, oligogenic, and polygenic. Monogenic, when it is controlled by a single gene, it is called monogenic resistance. Okay. Then oligogenic resistance, when the resistance is governed by a few genes, this is called your oligogenic resistance. Generally, oligogenic resistance is called your vertical resistance. Okay, when the resistance is controlled by two or more or a few major genes, it is called vertical resistance. And polygenic resistance, when the resistance is governed by a number of genes or many genes, this is called polygenic resistance. And polygenic resistance is also termed as horizontal resistance. And polygenic resistance is mostly the combination of many recessive genes. But in case of oligogenic resistance, it is two or few major genes. Okay. And then come major genes and minor gene resistance. Okay. Similar thing here. Major gene resistance is resistance that is controlled by one or few major genes, that is your vertical resistance. So same thing is repeated. Okay, and they generally have a very strong effect and they can be identified easily. Whereas minor gene resistance is controlled by a number of minor or recessive genes and each having a very small effect. Okay, and they are referred to as horizontal resistance. Then biotype reaction. So based on the biotype reaction, resistance is also divided as vertical resistance and horizontal resistance. So what is a biotype? So biotype is that variety of the insect or that insect type which has got the ability to attack even the resistant varieties. Okay, so the certain physiological mechanisms or metabolism is present in the insect which is able to break down the resistance of the resistant varieties. Okay, so these biotype, they react differently to vertical resistance and to horizontal resistance. So based on it, they are divided into two different types. Okay, so first is biotype reaction to vertical resistance. So in case of vertical resistance, when if a series of different cultivars of a crop show different reactions when infested with different insect biotypes. Okay, so if different varieties of a crop are there and if all of them are infested with different insect biotypes, they show different symptoms, and this is due to vertical resistance. Okay, in other words, when infested with the same insect biotype, some cultivars show resistant reactions while others show a susceptible reaction. Okay, so when a particular variety of a crop, that is resistant crop, that is a resistant variety, is attacked with the insect biotype, some of them may show susceptible reactions and some of them may show resistant reactions. So there is no uniformity, and this occurs in case of vertical resistance. Okay, and this is controlled by major genes or oligogenes, and this is less stable. And the exact opposite is your horizontal resistance. Okay, so in horizontal resistance, when a particular insect biotype attacks a particular variety of the resistant variety of the crops, all the crop varieties or all the individual crops will show same kind of reaction. Either it will be susceptible to the biotype or it will be resistant to the biotype, and this is also called polygenic resistance, and it is more durable and stable. Then some other categories are also here. So cross resistance and multiple resistance, they are two different terms and should not be confused. Cross resistance is when a variety with resistance to a particular pest gets resistant to some other pest. This is cross resistance. Multiple resistance is resistance due to multiple factors. It can be due to resistance to multiple things, that is resistance to environmental stresses, to insects, to diseases, to nematodes. If it is resistant to all these things, it is called multiple resistance. Okay, so here it is given only this much. We can add some other types of different categories of resistance here. You can write based on the degree of resistance. Okay, so based on the degree of resistance, we have immunity, okay, immunity, then high resistance, then low resistance, then susceptible, highly susceptible. Okay, so as I told you, resistance is a very relative term. Okay, so it can only be compared with either high resistance or low resistance or susceptibility or immunity. Okay, so immunity, as I already told you, is no resistance. Okay, sorry, immunity is no damage. Okay, there will not be any damage by the insect. High resistance means small damage, a slight damage will be done. Low resistance means little higher damage in comparison to the higher resistance. Then susceptible means average or more than average damage, and highly susceptible means more than average damage. Okay, so susceptible is average or more than average, but highly susceptible is much more than the average damage. Okay, so this is based on the degree of resistance. Okay, so what is the degree? Either it is completely immune or it is highly susceptible or somewhere in between. Okay, then next one is based on evolutionary concept. Okay, based on evolutionary track. So it is of two types, sympatric and allopatric. Okay, so in case of sympatric and allopatric, sim means same, allo means different. Okay, so sympatric means both the host plant and the insect that attacks it, both of them have a co-evolutionary history. That means both of them have parallel evolution or they have evolved at the same point of time. Okay, but allopatric resistance means they don't have any history together. They have evolved in different points of time. Okay. Then next one is based on the stage of the crop. Okay. Based on the stage of the crop also, we have two types of resistance. It is either seedling resistance or adult resistance. Seedling resistance is also called your juvenile resistance. Okay, so as the name suggests, it is the when the plants at the seedling stage are more resistant to the insect, it is called seedling resistance. Okay, but generally adult resistance is very less in nature, because as the seedling grows or as the plant increases in age, the resistance, in most of the cases, the resistance is lost. Okay, then the next is based on tritropic interaction. Tritropic interaction. So you know what is tritropic? This is a triangle. Okay, this is an interrelated triangle. Let me show you. Triangle of interrelation between three things. Okay, the host crop, the pest that attacks it, and the natural enemy that attacks the pest. Okay, so this is the tritropic interaction, level of interaction. So based on this tritropic interaction also, the resistance is classified as, first one is your intrinsic resistance, and second one is extrinsic resistance. Okay, so intrinsic resistance means resistance that is born internally. Okay, so this is understandable. So intrinsic resistance means when the plant produce some defense chemicals or some defense products, either it is physical or it is chemical or both. It can be both. So when the resistance is due to the physical or chemical attributes of the plant, then it is intrinsic resistance. But extrinsic resistance is due to natural enemies. Okay, so extrinsic resistance is resistance by external factors, and it is not internally it is not present internally. Okay, so extrinsic resistance means the plant itself may not be resistant to that particular insect, but if the insect is controlled by its natural enemy, then this is known as extrinsic resistance. Okay, so this was all about the different types of resistance. Now let's move on to the different features of resistance. So there are four major features of the resistance. First one is heritable. So this is in case of a genetic resistance. So resistance is heritable and it is controlled by one or more major genes. Then this I already told you, resistance is relative. It can only be compared with a susceptible cultivar of the same species or to a more resistant cultivar. Okay. Then comes your resistance is measurable. Resistance is measurable. Okay, we can measure the resistance. Its magnitude can be determined quantitatively or qualitatively. Like same thing, that we can measure resistance in terms of immunity, low resistance, high resistance, moderately resistant, susceptible, highly susceptible. So these are different measures of resistance. So how you can measure the resistance? So these are different scales. So resistance can be measured, and resistance is variable. We also saw this. Okay, it can be modified by environmental factors, abiotic and abiotic components of the environment. So guys, this was all about today's video. In the next video, we will start with the host selection process and also your different types of resistance. Thank you.